Hello and good evening. This is Susan Wallace at Hypnosis Academy, and tonight I would like to take you on a journey. I would like to take you on a journey deep into some of the hidden parts of your mind, because there is a part of your brain that is very ancient, that's very primitive, and that's very instinctual. And more often than not, we don't get to experience the effects of this very primitive part of our brain, except occasionally when we discover a dream that just doesn't seem to make very much sense to us. And the journey I would like to take you on tonight could be described as a past life experience, if you wish to use that metaphor. But I think this journey is going to be a lot more than that. You see, as we travel through life and as we experience life in its wonderful richness and fullness, there are things that happen, sometimes that are slightly outside the realm of our conscious attention and our awareness. But things happen nonetheless. And in the course of our everyday lives, we experience things that just don't seem to fit our generalized view of reality. And from what we know and understand of the mind, we know that our experiences are given some kind of an emotional weighting by a part of the brain called the hippocampus before they are put up into long-term memory in the neocortex. But sometimes there are experiences that just seem to slip through without our knowledge or full understanding. Sometimes we don't get to experience the brain processing this information and these experiences and these emotions, but yet they are real. In many ways, you could, if you wish, see that there is a part of your brain that's like the X-Files, where a lot of memories have been stored that just don't seem to make sense, that can't be categorized and that can't be filed in the normal, everyday way. Experiences that just don't seem to fit, but yet they're there and they're real. And it is through the medium of hypnosis, through the metaphor of the past life, if you wish, that we can open up those files, and that the mind in its ultimate wisdom can use the information that is stored in those files to help to make sense of some of the things that have been ongoing in your life. Because we're all human after all, and each of us in many ways carry our own personal problems that just don't seem to get solved despite the passage of time. And yet within the rich matrix of the brain there does exist the X-file, if you wish. And hypnosis allows us to retrieve some of those experiences, to put them together in a certain way, in order to help you to gain clarity and understanding for some of those ongoing issues that just seem to pervade your life. And tonight just might be the night that you gain that clarity, that wisdom and understanding, so that you can go back and finish the unfinished business of your past. And so if you would like to go on this journey with me, I don't know for sure exactly how far back you will go, but I do know that the experience will be enriching and rewarding, but that there are also some risks. Because if you go on this journey with me, it is very possible that what you experience might not be the most comfortable experience you've ever had. And you know how it is, how it feels to have a very bad dream or a nightmare, and how real that experience can feel upon waking. And if for any reason you should discover that you have such an experience, there are 3 things I want you to know. Number 1 is upon waking after a good night's sleep, that the experience will have no more effect upon you than a bad dream does upon waking. And that secondly, I have another short movie on YouTube called Hypnosis Abreaction. And if you find the experience too uncomfortable or unsettling, that by listening to that movie called Hypnosis Abreaction, I will provide you with the comfort, the reassurance that you need. I will soothe your mind, and I will help to return those files, those experiences and those emotions back into the X-files inside your mind. And last but not least, I want you to know of something else that I possess. Something that's going to be incredibly useful to you if you decide to go on this journey with me. Because it is that wrapped around my wrist, I have an invisible cord. And although that cord is invisible, it's real. And that cord is connected between you and me. And it is strengthened by the sound of my voice, which will never, ever leave you. And although this cord is invisible, it is as fine as the silk from a spider's web, and yet it is as strong as steel, and that it can never be slashed, torn, broken, severed, or cut, and that it is connected from my wrist to your hand. And if for any reason on this journey you find it overwhelming, or it all becomes too much for you, or if at any time on this journey you discover that you need to wake up, that you need to reorientate yourself to reality, well then all you need to do is to take your hand, to lift it, and you will find that it's very easy for you to do that, and to take your hand and to simply slap it down hard upon your thigh, and instantly you will be back wide awake, and you will be able to do whatever it is that you need to do. And the experience will have the effect of being no stronger than a bad dream upon waking. And of course, I'm not saying that what you experience will be negative. But what I am saying is that it might just help you to understand, to gain the information and the insight you need to be able to put your past behind you. So if you are ready, if you are really ready to go on a journey, to allow me to access the deepest part of your mind, if you are ready to experience hypnotic regression, to allow my voice to open the portal between your deep unconscious mind, your primitive brain, and your instinctual responses, well then, you need to make your way to your bed, and you need to lie yourself down flat, and if at all possible, to connect my voice to your brain by putting some headphones in, so that my voice can penetrate the deepest part of your mind in the most easy and accessible way possible. Come with me. Let's get started. Lie on your bed and make sure that you are lying flat on your back, that your legs are uncrossed, and that your palms are lying flat on the sheet below you. And all I want you to do is to just breathe in. Breathe in and breathe out. And with each breath that you breathe out, relax a little and allow your mind to connect to the sound of my voice. For you are about to go on one of the most remarkable journeys that you will ever experience. For you are about to submerge yourself into the deepest territories and the unexplored depths of your unconscious mind. And my voice will be your guide, and my voice will stay with you right throughout this journey. And allow your awareness now to focus on each breath that you are breathing in. And as you breathe in, I want you to begin to experience yourself beginning to inflate. You are beginning to inflate like a balloon. And each breath you breathe in is helping your body to inflate more and more. And your body is becoming rounder and rounder with each breath you breathe in. And as you continue to breathe in, you begin to discover that your body becomes as round as a balloon, that you are fully inflating and becoming as round as a balloon. So completely round now. You are as round as a balloon. Completely round as a balloon, round as a balloon, so round, you are as round as a balloon. Fully inflated, you are as round as a balloon, completely round. Now your awareness begins to focus on each breath that you breathe out. Gently and easily you are beginning to deflate. Yes, you are deflating gently and easily. You are deflating. You're shrinking now. As you deflate, you're just shrinking down, deflating down, deflating down. right down. And now, with each breath that you breathe in, you are beginning to stretch. You are beginning to stretch. Your limbs are stretching. Your whole body is stretching out as long as a piece of spaghetti. Overcooked spaghetti that's just stretched out. So loose, so limp. A long piece of spaghetti. You are stretching out more and more with each breath you breathe in, until suddenly you become aware of the fact that your body is as long as your room, and that your head is almost touching one wall and your feet the other. You are inconceivably long. You are so long and so stretched. Stretched out so very long and thin. Completely stretched out. You are so long and thin. And as you breathe out, you begin to shrink back in. You're beginning to shrink back now. Your feet are moving in. Your limbs are moving in. Your head is moving in. You're moving in. You're moving in. You're moving in. With each breath that you breathe out. And now you're discovering that with each breath that you breathe in, you're beginning to feel so perfectly light. Each breath you breathe in is filling you with a wonderful sense of lightness. Gently and easily you're beginning to discover that you are starting to float. Gently at first, you notice it. You lose that connection with the sheet on your bed. You seem to bounce just a little as you breathe in. You're beginning to lose that connection with your bed as your body begins to just experience itself, becoming lighter. Your breath is making you lighter. That's it. You're beginning to float now. You're beginning to disconnect yourself from that bed down there, and you're beginning to float. And with each breath you breathe in, you float a little higher. And the higher you float, the lighter you feel. And the lighter you feel, the easier it is for you to float. You are gently floating. You are lifting up. You are rising, rising, rising. Each breath that you breathe in is helping you to lift and rise and to float away. You are lifting and rising, and you're beginning to float right up above that bed down there. You are floating up above that bed, way down there, until soon you find that your nose is hovering just in front of your ceiling. You are up so high now that your nose is almost touching your ceiling. And with each breath you begin to exhale. The physical part of you just begins to dissolve. Like tiny pixels, your body begins to dissolve. And the very essence of you begins to move up, to lift and rise, and to float up right through your ceiling. And my voice is taking you right out of that room. And as my voice lifts and takes you, that bed down there just begins to dissolve. As you dissolve and move through your ceiling, through the fabric of space and time and material things, until soon you discover yourself. You discover yourself up on the roof of your house, floating just above it. You are floating just above the roof of where you live. And each breath you breathe in gives you the buoyancy you need to keep yourself perfectly afloat, just there above the roof of the place where you live. You are on your roof, and gently and easily now, using your breath to ensure your buoyancy, I want you to allow yourself to come into an upright position and to experience yourself floating there. And in a moment I want you to notice the starry sky above you, to notice and experience all of those stars that seem to twinkle and shine, as if each and every one of them seems to welcome you into this timeless space and alternative dimension. And each breath you breathe in lifts you a little higher. And with your feet faced down towards the earth and your head towards the heavens, as you look up, you realize that you are part of something greater than the sum of all those things below you. And as those stars shine, you look down and you begin to see all of those things that once were familiar. They just begin to dissolve and fade, and that all that you can see below you is a pool of rich black darkness. For the light of those stars above you is so intense, so bright, so mesmerizing, that as you look down below you, all you can see is the inky blackness of night. And each breath you breathe in stabilizes your position. And soon you'll find yourself casting your eyes out towards the horizon. For you are going to go in search of the light. For although those stars burn so brightly, there is one light that's closer to the earth than all the others. A light that just seems. A light that just seems to shine for you. A light that is calling you forward. A light that just seems to gently pulse from the black, inky darkness, like a beacon, gently drawing you in. And you are beginning to move towards the light. You are moving towards the light. You are moving towards the light. And as you move towards the light, you find yourself beginning to experience an unusual sensation from deep inside you. A sense of knowing or belonging. A sense of connection. For as you move towards the light, you are moving through time. You are moving through a faceless dimension. And all the while that light there draws you in. And as you move towards the light grows brighter, until soon the light becomes so very bright that it begins to consume you like the light of 1,000 stars burning so very brightly. And as you move into that light, you begin to discover for yourself that all in the cells inside your body seem to become infused with this wonderful sense of light and lightness. that you are beginning to just melt into that light. And you are melting into that light, and that light absorbs you. And my voice begins to come from deep inside your mind. My voice is no longer separate from you, but an integral part of you, like the beating of your heart, like the lightness of your breath. And my voice is drawing you into the light. You can feel me pulling you into the light. You can hear me as I take you through the light. You are becoming part of the light. Every single cell of your body is infused with the light. And in the light, soon you will begin to discover what it is that you came here for. That light is so bright, so white, so overwhelmingly bright. But soon that light will clear. And as I clear that light for you, you will begin to become aware of yourself as you have never experienced yourself before. And when that bright light is cleared for you by my voice, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I'm going to ask you to look at your hands. I want you to look at your hands and to experience your hands as they are. Experience your hands as they are. For in a moment when that light begins to fade, I want you to look down at your hands and experience them as they are. For you will no longer recognize those hands. But as you look down at those hands, you will begin to experience those hands in a way that you have never experienced them before. And that light now is beginning to clear, like a mist from some far off distant time. That light is beginning to clear. And as that light begins to clear, you're beginning to gain an awareness of who you are, where you are lost in the midst of time. For as that light clears and as you look down at your hands, experience your hands and notice your hands. I want you to notice your hands, see your hands, experience your hands. Are they naked? Are they gloved? Are they calloused? Are they smooth? What color is the skin? Is the skin there old? Is it wrinkled? Look at the nails, experience your hands, see those hands for the very first time. Become aware of the hands that you are looking at, and now allow your awareness to travel down over your body and look down at your feet. Pay attention to your feet, notice your feet. What are your feet like? Have you got shoes on your feet, sandals or barefoot? Are they calloused and worn? And what of the ground beneath your feet? Is it sandy? Is it dusty? Is it muddy? Are you on earth, or are you on the sea? Are you in some foreign place? Are your feet on the air, or are they firmly on the ground? Are your feet swinging, swimming? Where are your feet? Experience your feet. Notice the size of your feet. Pay attention to your feet. And notice the ground if you stand upon the ground. And in a moment or two, I'm going to ask you to raise your eyes and to look around you. But before you do that, continue to stare at your feet, for you must follow my voice. You must stare at your feet. You must follow my voice, because it's so important for you to know right now that before you allow yourself to experience the sounds of where you are, to see the place where you are, and to see those other people where you are, it's essential you know something very important. That you are invisible. There is no one can see you but me. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, and no matter where you are, there is no one can harm you or touch you or interact with you except me and my voice. Look at your feet. Study your feet. Get to know your feet, because you just might need your feet, and you might need to know your hands. For in a moment I'm going to ask you to look up, to see, to experience, to hear and to feel all that is going on around you. All that is going on around you, you can experience, you can see, and you can feel in 3D and in full color, with full surround sound, with the richness of your feelings and emotions. But nobody except me can see you. No one can see you because you are invisible. Look at your feet. They're your feet. Look at your hands. They're your hands. Are you ready? Are you ready to look up? Are you ready to lift your face and to see what there is to see? Are you ready to feel what you can feel? Are you ready to hear? Lift your head. Lift your eyes and look around you now. Hear. Notice everything. Experience everything. Breathe in and take in all of those smells. Discover that taste inside your mouth. Feel the richness and the intensity of your life. Now you must do something for me. Do something for me now. Do as I ask. You must do this for me now. Leave that place now. I want you to go and find water. Make your way to water, or make your way to some place where you can see your reflection. Leave that place. Leave it now. Leave that place, do as I ask, and leave it now. Make your way to some place where you can see your reflection. Make your way there. Make your way to some place where you can see your reflection. Find some shiny object. Find some glass, some mirror, some water. Find a place where you can see your reflection. It's time for you to experience who you are. It's time for you to look at that face. It's time for you to connect to that face. It's time for you to look into those eyes. It's time. Make your way there. That's it, you're finding it. Make your way there. Make your way there. It's okay. Make your way there. That's it. You are making your way there now. You are finding it. It's becoming easier for you to do now. You are making your way there. That's it. That's it. You're making your way there. You can see. You can look. I want you to look upon that face. I want you to recognize that face, and I want you to see that face. I want you to love that face. Love the face you gaze upon. And as you gaze upon that reflection, the wealth, the knowledge, and the experience of so much living is passed into your mind. For that is the face, not of some unfortunate victim, but of an ingenious survivor. And all of that knowledge and wisdom is being passed to you now as you gaze upon that face. And the more love and compassion that you can experience now will be repaid to you 1,000-fold in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Gaze upon your reflection. Look into those eyes. Look into the soul of that self. Experience yourself now. Experience yourself now. Close your eyes. Close your eyes on that reflection there. And take a deep breath in. It's time for you to find a quiet place to rest your weary head. It's time for you to rest. Find a safe place that's quiet. Find a place where you can rest your head, where you can curl up into a warm ball and just rest. Find that place. Look off there to the distance. Find a place. Might be a rock, small outcrop of trees, the deep long grass. It might even be a place in the sand. Find a place where you can rest. It's time for you to rest. It's time now for you to rest. It's time for you to rest. Find that place now. You're making your way to a place where you can rest. A place of safety, and there's one so very close to you, and you're finding it now. You're making your way to that safe place over there. You're making your way to that safe place over there. My voice is taking you to that safe place. Follow my voice. That's it, follow my voice. Let me take you there. That's it. Come with me now, let me take you there. Now put your head down and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes a while. Let my voice rest and soothe you. Close your eyes and just rest. And you can go asleep now. And you can sleep comfortably, deeply, and safely, knowing that I'm here, watching over you. Watching over you. Keeping you safe. And while you sleep and while you dream, what you have started can be finished. And your mind will make sense of everything for you. And when you awaken in the morning, it will begin to feel as though some miracle has taken place. And I wonder, how will you begin to discover for yourself that the miracle has happened? But now you can sleep and dream. You can sleep and dream as I watch over you and mind you. Sleep and dream. I am here beside you, and you can sleep and dream. And when you awaken, you can discover for yourself that the miracle has taken place. But now you can just sleep.